next couple of days, or I will never do business with RI Lawns again. Simple choice, he put. I have no choice but to drop a client like that. Just try to bring a company truck. That eliminates any questions, confusion, phone calls. I'm trying to get a bunch of guys out right now. We do have an issue this morning. So what's going on with the Silverado?
There's a hole in the frame.
There's a hole in the frame. So this morning, I logged in early, around 6 a.m., and I got a client here. I think he's somewhat new, and he seemed like a good guy on the phone. He asked for a quote maybe back at some point in November, and he talked me down on the price. Not that I gave up our charge rate or anything, but he said, I don't think the cleanup's going to take that long. Why don't we just do it for this amount of time? So I said, okay, we'll do it for the budget hours that you think it's going to take, and if there's more time required to clean up the property, we'll let you know. We'll take it from there. So number one, he's already, dictating the cost of the job, which is a huge red flag. And then when we got there, we did the job. He wanted to use his own ladders, which I said, hey, maybe a safety concern. I don't know anything about your ladders. If the guys get hurt, it could be an insurance issue. So he's trying all these things, save a buck. And that's fine, I get that. So when we get out there, we also had a trimming job to do. And the guys fulfilled the trimming job. No problems there, but the client had requested some additional work now. The guys there, Mexican-speaking guys were there, and I don't know maybe if they didn't understand what he was saying, but regardless, they didn't do the extra work, and that's fine. I totally encourage that. But if we are going to do the extra work, the client simply just has to pay for it. But the client texted me, he said, hey, I'd like you guys to trim these bushes down 2 feet above the white fence on the right side of the property in the front. I said, hey, no problem, but that wasn't in their original scope of work. That's probably why they didn't do it when they were there. But we can certainly come back out and take care of that. So at the same time, the client also asked for a quote for gutter cleaning. So I sent him that quote for gutter cleaning, and then he turned around and said, I don't want the gutter cleaning, at least not now. Let's touch base in the spring. So I tagged him as deciding in Service Autopilot, and I sent him a message saying, hey, we'll follow up in the spring. I don't know if he got confused or what, but I already confirmed that we'd be back out to trim the shrub. That was confirmed. I put it on the schedule. I had no problem doing that. He agreed to pay for it. This morning I wake up and it said, Steve, you're a good guy and I like you. I said, cut the bushes about 2 feet above the white fence now, he said. In the next couple of days, or I will never do business with RI Lawns again. Simple choice, he put. So I said, huh? Just like that. I said, I told you we would be out ASAP, but honestly, waking up to this, I will pass. I said, good luck, Mike. Thank you for your business. So this guy is clearly not an ideal client. He tried setting the price, dictating payment terms. He wanted to be home. He wanted to use his own equipment to get the job done. He's requesting extra work. I agreed to the extra work. I told him we'd be back out as soon as possible. I wake up to his threats first thing in the morning. I have no choice but to drop a client like that. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Yeah, I'm just cold, so things need a bit just idle.
Yep.
Before they start running up good.
Right.
Yeah, fucking cold, huh?
Yeah. So Randy's our most tenured, most senior foreman. He's our lead foreman. Randy's been with us for about 5 years. And maybe Randy can give some valuable insight into the fall cleanup season so far. How's it going, Randy?
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, it's cold, it's windy, but we're getting the job done. Customers are happy. So, yeah, it's pretty great.
What would you say is the biggest obstacle to getting fall cleanup done?
I'd probably say the weather, between rain and wind. Other than that, there's nothing we can't overcome.
What's this? Battery. Yeah. Cold battery?
Cold battery.
You're not starting? Got it. This is Jordan. Jordan's been with us for about, 2 or 3 months? Yep. And he's working out fantastic, originally from Mississippi. Yep. Moved up here from Mississippi. How's the cold weather treating you?
Cold. That's exactly how it's treating me.
Have you been exposed to cold weather in the past like this?
I'm used to 30s, mid-30s, 40s, but nothing like this.
Yeah.
Waking up and it's 20 degrees out? No, I'm not using that.
Got it. I got to call Mobile. Mobile's the gas station that we get gas from. And from time to time, there's an issue with the credit card. So they're calling you right now. Let me see what the deal is.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Nick, are you on Mobile?
I am at Mobile, yeah.
Yeah, he's calling me. What's up?
No, yeah, so I just didn't want to unbook the truck. I just figured I'd come here and Josh's truck real quick. But, he's just, I know there's a trust between the company and him. I don't have the vote obviously on Josh's truck, so he just needed confirmation.
I don't know why you took Josh's truck, but I'm sure there's a good reason. But just try to bring a company truck. That eliminates any questions, confusion, phone calls. I'm trying to get a bunch of guys out right now.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
I understand.
All right, so do you you have to throw him on so I can give the okay?
Yeah, yeah. Hello?
Hey, yeah, Necky's all set, man.
So next time, like, remind me, like, anybody, personal truck while out there.
Yeah, of course, he knows.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. So we have a credit card behind the counter at the gas station, which makes it super convenient for us. The guys show up, they have a logo on their truck, usually a shirt or a hat with the logo. We go in, they activate the pump. When we're done getting gas, we go back in, they run our credit card that they have behind the counter. In this case, Necky chose to use, I think, Josh's personal vehicle. Of course, the guy behind the counter thought that was sort of fishy or maybe suspicious. So he wanted to call me and just confirm that Necky was obviously okay to get some gas. So I'm glad the guy is doing his due diligence. And I did let Necky know that he should take a company truck so that there's no confusion, because here I am trying to get the guys out. We're doing some filming here and had to take some time to make that phone call. So it's just one less distraction that I would have to deal with throughout the day. So that's what was taking place there.
Now, do the drivers also have to turn in a receipt to you at the end of the day? Or
They do. So I think on the previous video we did, I talked about the boxes on the Employee Resource Center, and there was a box specifically for receipts, and the combo is there for the guys. So at the end of their day, any receipts that they may acquire, at the end of their day, when they put their keys in the box and their timesheet in the other box, they put the receipts in the box that's labeled receipts. And then once a week, Necky, who's at the gas station now, he maintains the resource center. He takes the timesheets, the receipts, and he puts them into a box in the office. So we try to keep everything nice and organized. We do have an issue this morning. We do have an issue with the battery. A dead battery, Josh?
Yes.
So Josh is relatively new with us. I think
Yes.
about a month, right?
Yes. Just about.
Just about a month.
Yeah, just about.
Yep. So as I mentioned, Josh and Necky, the foreman of this crew, they're both in the Rhode Island National Guard, 103rd
Field
Artillery, based out of
yes.
Bristol. And it's a unit that my dad was in back in the 60s. So obviously, like when these guys came along, I'm like, shit, man. You know, he's from my hometown. He's based in my hometown. I'm like, he's in the military. Like, there's no way that this guy's not going to work out. And Josh is an A player, man. And these guys show up, man. They don't complain. There's no drama. There's no personal issues. They don't call out. Hardworking guys. Give us their all every day. And as a landscape manager and owner, I can't ask for anything else. So these guys are fucking top notch. Aiden, our all-star mechanic.
Hi.
He's making some last-minute repairs on the mower that we just talked about. I think you just explain it.
This throttle cable's stuck.
The cable stuck?
Yeah,
Is that
it's
because-
real old and bent up, and
Sure.
see if I can get to move there. I think I did something.
Is the cold affecting it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And I think, so that tab there was bent. I think that at some point this came close to here.
Uh-huh.
Did that, and
Yep.
then it brought that out of line, bent that tab, and that tab was rubbing on my cable,
Yep.
stopping it from moving. But it's good now.
Awesome. Like butter. I think all the issues have been resolved here. Fairly smooth morning. No major issues aside from that. And you know, Aiden's here. He's on top of it. Slight delay for these guys, but I think overall, fairly quick and efficient getting this sorted out.
what time do they ideally get up between like 8 and 8:30?
So we'd like to see the guys get out within a half an hour of everybody being here. And just to prevent bottleneck, I've got foremen coming in a half an hour before their crew members, just so that way the foreman can go dump and maybe get gas. And then by the time he gets back, these guys should already be in. The equipment's warm, the trailer's cleaned out. A few minutes after the foreman gets back from dumping and gassing, they should be able to hit the road. My other crews that came in, I have a non-removal crew. They're just blowing leaves into the woods. There's no need for a leaf vacuum with them. It seems like they came in and they were out the door in about 15 minutes. So, fantastic. That's what we like.
We have 50 Thomas today. This is the one-time mow.
One time. So, yeah, he sent me pictures. There's hardly any leaves on his lawn.
Like to hear that.
Exactly. But he did say he pushed most of the leaves to the top of the driveway, I think the left side.
Okay.
So whatever's there in a pile, let's just collect that and then give him a nice quick mow, collect whatever's on the lawn. That's how we be there directing you guys.
Do you want?
Yeah.
If he wants us to blow out the beds onto the lawn, is that
He didn't mention anything about the beds.
okay?
He said the mowing should take care of
Porch
anything on the
or
lawn.
anything like
He didn't mention
that?
Anything like that. But if
Okay,
he comes
so-
down and says he wants it, it's billed hourly.
Okay.
Feel free to take care of it.
All right.
Yeah, there's no time limit on it.
Sounds good.
All right?
We'll
boy.
take care of it.
All right.
Adios.
Yeah. Justin, obviously the owner and my partner here. Justin had been coming in over the summer to do some work, and he's walking back and forth between the office, the pit area, and in his mind he's thinking, man, 2 minutes that way, 2 minutes back, and every time he has to do it, it's around 4 or 5 minutes each way. So he said, why don't we just get a scooter? And you add up the amount of time that we've saved, I mean, it could be total in the hours over the course of a year. So certainly a great investment, a great time-saving tool, and I think any company that has a campus sort of atmosphere to it, where there's some maybe prolonged walking or waste of time, this is a great idea for saving time and being more efficient. Just want to take a minute or two to talk about this awesome green mower that we bought. So back in August, we had been looking for one, we're looking into one for quite a while, and the timing was right on it. And this one popped up for sale in Rochester, New York. I think it's a 22 or 2023 model, so it's slightly used. So I drove up to Rochester with a small utility trailer and a pickup truck. I was pretty convinced that I was going to fit in the back of the utility trailer. So I drove all the way up there, I get to the shop, and first thing we try getting this thing on the utility trailer, it doesn't fit. Ultimately ended up in the back of the pickup truck. So I drove this thing back from Rochester in the back of a pickup truck with an empty trailer, which seems sort of silly. But,
people are probably looking at you on the highway like, what's
look
going
at
on?
this guy, he's got a trailer and a mower in the back of the truck. But she made it here, man, and fantastic fucking mower. Hardly any maintenance on this thing at all. There's nothing that would involve regular maintenance, like a regular mower. So a great investment. It's certainly a selling point. Ultimately, I think we'd like to maybe go all green with mowers. It's within line, I think, with our values of sustainability. And this machine is great, man. You plug it in, you charge the battery, and these
it's
days,
electric.
It's an electric mower, exactly. So these days, when electric mowers first came out, you were lucky to get maybe like a half day's use out of the battery. Now we'll go through maybe 40% in one day. Randy, our lead foreman, took it out for a couple of days. He raved about it. He said it's a great machine. He convinced me that the battery was sufficient for at least a day or two, and we bought it for about, I think, $18,000 or $20,000, and it's been a great investment so far. So what's going on with the Silverado?
There's a hole in the frame.
There's a hole in the frame. So we do have a Silverado, an 05 Silverado that we bought, just to sort of like a beater truck, spare truck to have around the shop. It's been great. It didn't cost us a whole heck of a lot of money. But Aiden recently realized that there's a hole in the frame, I think in the rear left. So Aiden is going to be taking some tires to be disposed of. So before we can do that, he wants to put as many tires in that truck as possible, but the truck has to be stable. So I think Aiden today has a plan to weld that frame. Anything you'd like to add to that, Aiden?
Nah.
Nailed it?
Yeah, works for me.
Cool.
Do you know off the top of your head how many jobs are scheduled for today?
I do, yeah. I'd say at least 7 or 8. Let's have a look. So in Service Autopilot, we have what's called a dispatch board. And the dispatch board is essentially the jobs that are on the schedule for any particular day. So you can select a date, and today we're on Wednesday, December 4th. And I have these tabs on my dispatch board for green crew, maroon crew, orange crew, and red crew. Those are our 4 fall cleanup crews out there today getting jobs done. So to make this super easy, I select my resources, which in this case are the crews. I go to the green tab for green crew, and I can see where they are at any given point throughout the day. Yeah, we've got about 7 to 8 cleanups on for today.
What would you suggest to a new landscaper, maybe a kid that's starting his own landscaping business, about pricing? Because sand pricing is something that's very difficult no matter what type of thing you're in. So what's your advice to like a new guy just starting out?
Yeah, my advice to any landscaper, and it doesn't matter if you're one guy in a truck or if you have 10 employees with 10 trucks, the bottom line is this: you have to get a charge rate that, number one, is profitable, and number two, is not devaluing who you are in your service. So we bill hourly, and if we budget a job for 4 hours and it takes 5 hours, we get approval from the client, and we still bill at our normal rate. If you set a fixed price on a cleanup, and let's say you get a quote out at the beginning of November for $350, and then you show up a week or two later, and the leaves are twice as much as you saw, you know it's going to take you longer than what you thought in your mind. Now your hourly charge rate has gone from whatever it may have been to maybe like $50 or $40 an hour or $30 an hour. It's important you maintain your charge rate and you get paid what you need to earn to profit and maintain the company with whatever charge rate it is you need.